Right, but fingerprints don't work like I'm the last one to touch it.
Well, yeah, I know, but like
Your fingerprints
I
disappear.
would assume that like there may be some more prominent ones.
I doubt
I
it
think-
because
I mean, at this point, I've ruined them anyway, so I'm not gonna worry about
Yeah,
it. So
I mean,
well, I got
anyways-
the flesh and blood and pictures.
Gotcha. So they're just heading back to the car as you're thinking, maybe we should go back and look for a bullet.
yeah.
A logger, you may also be thinking, hey, the volunteer sheriff is like right next door, and maybe I should ask him, or go to talk to him. So you guys are now you rendezvous at the car, as planned. Nobody died. You split the party for like 15 minutes, and you lived. Congratulations.
The yodeling is louder than when they left.
Yeah, there's more yodeling.
As they get back, I wanna sort of ask the agent in charge. You know, I don't know his name yet, I guess, but
Hey, they haven't introduced themselves.
I want to ask him. So, did you get a good look at the victim?
Yeah,
What,
he was an
can you
older,
describe
overweight
him
man.
to me? What he looked like?
He was an older, overweight man. He was only wearing a bathrobe and boxers.
We're gonna magic this. I mean,
Yeah.
in character, you got a good look at him, and in character, you will relay that description to John Kimball, and in character, John Kimball, that sounds a lot like the volunteer sheriff.
Oh,
In description.
That's Jeffrey.
Ah,
That's
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey? Who's
Yeah,
Jeffrey?
he's the volunteer.
Yeah, who's Jeffrey?
That's Jeffrey. Jeffrey Tip.
Tip.
Yeah. That's the volunteer sheriff here at Lakes.
Interesting.
Well,
Interest.
well, the next
Wow.
place to go is the sheriff's office then.
Yeah.
Yeah, A logger, you remember from the call transcript that the man, for the man voice, seemingly before dying, mentioned
Said
about
her.
something
Yeah,
killing
said that some-
her.
Yeah,
Yes.
he did mention someone else had died.
So
That's why I was actually just thinking.
So this was always a possible double homicide investigation. So the next logical location to investigate is the sheriff's office. But B logger, you
Yes.
mentioned maybe we should look
Yes.
for the bullet back at the other site. Totally slipped our minds.
Yes. We completely forgot to do. We didn't even try to even look for the bullet. It could still be. I don't imagine it'd still be in the deceased's head. I mean, that was a pretty big explosion out of his head. But it's gonna be. It has to be in that car somewhere.
What do you think we should do?
That's
do you think we
if
should just head
that's
straight to the
assuming
sheriff's
that
office?
you believe that I'm the one that murdered Willie.
Yes, and you're the only suspect currently.
Well, the wound looked similar to one that would come from a 9mm handgun.
Yes. We know this, but
Do you-
where's the bullet? Where's the
I'm
bullet
just gonna
go?
put this out there, gentlemen. I don't make it a habit of shooting my friends.
Ooh.
We understand that, but you remain
That-
a
that would be right
suspect
when the,
nonetheless.
That would be
Yes.
right when the drama, the TV drama, would cut to commercial.
I'd
I
like
don't
zoom in on
have
my
it.
face, like real slowly as I say it. It's like-
And then they cut commercial and be like, "You drive not this car.
Yeah.
You should drive this car."
As a fellow officer, I'm sure you can understand that we can't uncuff you until we know what happened. And since you say you have no memory,
So
You don't
let
remember.
me just put this into perspective for you fellas. You're assuming that on a report that there is a homicide, a double homicide, a C-22, that me and my superior officer drove out here. While driving, I shot him in the head. Now let me reiterate that. While driving, he was driving. I shot him in the head. And as an
Could be one
officer
hell of
of
a
the
cover-up.
law, do you believe that I
it's the
would-
perfect crime.
would I fall unconscious after a car crash and then dispose of my weapon, the murder weapon, whilst unconscious
He was
inside of the vehicle?
definitely actually unconscious. Let me put that out there, CSI officer, people who investigated him. He
I-
wasn't faking.
I'm not trying to make it seem like you guys are incompetent or anything like that, but you big city folks should know a thing or two about, realistic intentions when it comes to murder. And the fact that I would... Sure, I had the means, but there is no evidence supporting the case that I actually did do it.
No, there's no evidence, but you were
We're
at the
still-
scene of the crime, therefore you remain a suspect.
We'll clear this up as fast as we can, but until then, you're going to need to remain cuffed.
Let's go take one more look at the car. See if we can find any more information.
I
Step
sit back
back
in
in.
the car and I sigh, and I want
Deputy
to
Kimball,
start fiddling with the handcuffs if at all possible.
Yeah, you can totally. If you want to make rolls to secretively unhandcuff yourself, you're totally allowed.
All right.
well, I'm going to have Deputy Kimball come with us to the car and see if anything spurs his memory.
All right, so you guys drive back to the crash site. You pass through town. Lights are on. You don't see any people. You don't see any
Lights are on.
suspicious. Yeah, lights are on.
In the houses, yeah.
Houses and like signs. Those have lights on.
Wait, why would the lights be on in the afternoon?
Well, what's
I don't
like-
know about you, but my lights are on right now. The sun's.
Well, obviously in the houses, yes, but why would the signs still have lights on in the middle of the afternoon? That's
Well,
just a
it's
waste
a
of
neon
power.
sign, like a big
it's a
advertisement.
small town America. They're not
Yeah.
conservationists.
Yeah.
They would rather just leave it on than flick the switch. But anyway, you go back to the crash site, and you're there.
Okay.
All right.
We'll head over
So-
to the car and bring Deputy Kimball.
All right.
And first we'll have him take a look and see if he remembers anything.
I look at Willie and I'm like, God, yep, that's Willie. And I like turn away and I just like, sort of like sit there and I like try and like hyperventilate. Or I sort of,
Hyperventilate, or you actually hyperventilate?
I'll actually hyperventilate, I think.
His character starts. He's breaking. I mean, he's a strong man. He's trying to contain his. But
yeah, that's fucking Willie, man.
Agent Lager.
God!
Or I'll see if I can find a bullet hole.
All right.
all right, Agent A Logger, no relation to B Logger. You go ahead and roll me to find the bullet.
Let's roll a d8.
6.
Yeah,
All right.
with a 6, what you find is after some searching, you don't want to necessarily go rooting around in the dude's head because you don't want to disturb that. You feel when you get that guy back to the morgue, an undisturbed head will be more valuable than actually finding the bullet in the dude's head if
Yes.
it happened to be there.
I would assume I would start from the passenger seat because that's where the bullet would come from. And
Yeah, what you find is eventually, after looking around forever, you find a bullet casing, the expended casing that comes out of a gun. You find that in the back seat, and on the ground in the back seat, and it's there, and it's definitely there. It's a 9mm bullet casing.
Okay.
But you don't find the bullet itself.
And it doesn't look like it's in the body still.
Oh, it might be. It might be in the head still. But like I said, you don't want to start rooting around in the
Well,
head.
you said that.
I
was
mean, you
an
could
exit
if you want
wound,
to.
right?
I won't stop your character from doing anything. But
I'll
that's
double
definitely
check. I'll
possible.
double check the car, see if I can find the gun. Like, is it in the back seat? Is it in any of the glove boxes or the
Double check in the car,
center console, or
Double check
under
in
the
the
car even?
and with a 6, what you notice that that you guys didn't notice before, the car itself is there are footprints all over the car that don't belong to you and your team, but they're all around the car.
Do they fit the shoes of either the sheriff or the deputy?
No, they don't look like police shoes. They look like boots. You guys are all wearing shoes, and these look like boot prints.
I'm gonna go grab Cecil and have him take some pictures and see if he can figure out anything about them, like what size, what kind of boots.
If anybody, or Cecil's particularly, if anybody wants to make a sort of intelligence roll to see if they can guess based on the nature of the footprints, what kind of footwear might have caused this. I will be. Yeah, you can definitely make that roll.
Doing it.
Am I
Taking
able to
pictures.
help out at all? Or are they not letting me near the... What are you guys doing? Are you letting me near anything?
Oh no, I said I'd let you help if you could help us in any way. We
You
tried
start
to figure out
hyperventilating, so he let you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Since I'm still, I guess,
I don't know
watching
what
Kimball
made that
as he's going through his mental breakdown, his emotional breakdown.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of I'm just kind of looking at the prints very briefly. So it's just
Yeah.
1d for it.
Yeah, they're boots. There's something on the tip of your tongue about these boot prints, but you can't place it. There's something more there, but you just can't place it.
I'll
There's
take a look
something
at it
on.
as well. I assume I probably know too much about footwear, so I'll show you for.
Oh,
4 critical 4. Oh, a loss.
Agent A is like a
You-
boss.
You know this because you're ex-military. These are combat boots.
Oh.
These are standard issue American. You'd recognize those boot prints anywhere. You saw a million of those in your time in.
Back in my days as a sniper in the military. Yep.
Yeah, in the Middle East, in the first Middle Eastern campaign, which you were a part of, in the 90s. Yeah, you saw a million of these in desert settings. That's standard issued U.S. military combat boot.
Okay.
Maybe that's just some support the troops redneck from the
So
town.
the casing is in the back, but it looked like the shot came from the passenger side.
Yeah, the bullet hole is in the dude's his right temple, and then the exit wound is on the left temple.
He could have turned his head though. Is there a like a screen? Like, is it like our car where it doesn't have the?
Yeah, no, it doesn't have the back thing like your car.
Could
Okay,
someone
so-
sitting in the back have reached in to
Yeah, totally.
the
Doesn't
passenger
have
side
doesn't
shot?
have the cage.
So
oh.
he could have even
Okay.
turned to answer a question and then taken the shot. And
Okay.
Well, maybe. Yeah, it's
Well,
entirely
we'll go
possible.
talk to Kimball. Does Kimball remember if there was anyone else in the car with them?
No,
No.
they hadn't brought anyone, and
No.
they were clearly still heading into town when this accident happened. So they couldn't have picked anybody up, at least not from the town. Maybe if they picked up a hitchhiker. Hey, hitchhiker, why don't you come with us to this homicide investigation?
Okay. Well, I'll let the others know that we might be dealing with a killer with military experience and access to military gear, as those were combat boot tracks.
Wreckage, can you tell me about my holster, please?
Your holster?
Hmm.
It's a holster.
Is it
it's
like
a police holster.
is it an underarm holster? Is it a
It's one
waist
of those
holster?
thick ones, and it's that standard police one that has the Velcro like.
Okay, so it's Velcro and not buttons and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
I definitely want to talk.
Thing that's there specifically so people can't like wrestle your gun out.
Alright.
Police officers have that thing that wraps around the handle.
Yeah.
It comes undone. It's not like under lock and key or anything, but it is there so someone can't like easily take it away. So it is the standard police holster.
Okay.
Do Agent Lager and I have the cool quick draw holsters?
Oh yeah, totally. You've got the underarm ones because you're the
Yeah.
FBI detectives, and
Yeah.
half of your job is image. Like, practicality be damned. If you're not rolling up and putting the fear of God into the local boys when you show up, you're not doing your job.
So at this point,
Yeah.
I think I would have stopped hyperventilating and maybe regained my composure somewhat.
Yeah, and
Always
I want to
try
sit
to.
down with John too, and I want to ask him: were there any other weapons in the vehicle, or is there anything like I want to walk him back down again now that he's calmed down, and I want to ask him if there's anything missing from the vehicle that may have been there before that he remembers before the
Well,
crash.
unlike you big city boys, we don't really have a lot of problems that require some sort of firearm attention to them. So, if anything, the officers will have the standard issue sidearm, and that's about it. We don't carry any additional weapons.
Is there anything else missing? Maybe a radio or
Are the keys still in the car?
Can I take a look at the car to verify anything?
Keys are still in the car. The console is still intact.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to say that there's something in the car, you can, but everything's still there.
Okay.
Except for your gun, which is missing.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I need to do something. Can we take like a 5-minute break? 5-10 minute break? Real quick?
5-10 minutes, that's fine. Potty break, drink break,
Yeah.
Sure.
discussion break. I don't know. Let's talk about things and stuff. Let's
Yeah.
talk about
Alright.
A. Logger's time in the military, or
I'll be right back.
John Kimball's dog. All right. Well,
Alright.
Jacob is back since we've had
Ooh.
a really long technical problem.
Okay.
And to recap, you guys had just called into question your original assumptions about the car crash after discovering the casing in the back seat and the boot prints around the car. And John Kimball just recovered from a very real and believable hyperventilation session.
Oh, I'm glad you thought that was believable because I actually, when I did it, I actually went lightheaded. So
Well, then, yeah, I mean,
Any more believable than real.
well, the thing about faking hyperventilating is you
will start-
actually do hyperventilate.
yeah, so that's exactly what happened.
So be careful at home, kids. That's the real lesson here.
Yeah.
Don't pretend to hyperventilate.
Because
Don't
when
try
you
to do this
actually,
at home. We're
Or
professionals.
crash a car and then have your throat torn out in the phone booth.
All right. So did you get my last 2 messages there, Wreckage, before we moved?
Yeah, and
on?
I replied to them. Did you not get a reply?
No, I did not.
All right. Well, I will
So
alleviate.
these messages here.
I will alleviate that by re-replying to those messages
All right.
in this way.
Okay, I sent you the message again. Did you get different ones?
I got those, and now I've sent you a reply. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got that one, but I sent another one after that.
Now I'm really confused. Oh, all right. Oh yeah, I see.
All right. All right. Cool. Fantastic. Great.
Yeah.
Continue. Continue.
Yeah. Just
Don't
as a
mind me.
heads up,
Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Don't
anyone
mind me.
can do anything they want. I won't stop you.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you guys are calling into question the nature of him and him being handcuffed, and really reality, and the very fact that you're making preconceived notions. I mean, what is an assumption? These are all thoughts that go through your
Assuming
head.
makes an ass out of
Who
you
are we,
and
really?
me.
Well,
Oh, you?
Dave, you sort of cut out
turned
there.
into a robot.
Oh, okay. Assuming makes an ass out of you and me.
And now, your webcam is way behind your audio for me.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah.
not for me.
Oh yeah, yeah, way behind.
I'm the only one who's keeping up.
No, it's fine for me as well.
No.
Oh,
Hmm.
weird.
That's
It's
weird.
so
This
weird. What's going on?
My
God
world is
damn.
breaking. Anyways,
Okay.
Oh, now you're caught up
Yes,
again. Okay, so this is just... Alright, everything's solved. Let's get back to the game.
Oh,
We
internet.
still have the technology on our side. So what do you guys
Okay.
do now that you've called into question the nature of the situation?
We'll do another look at the car, and if we can't find any more evidence supporting the fact that he killed the sheriff, then we'll uncuff him.
Alright,
Alright, my only thing is, I think we should hit the sheriff's station and then decide to uncuff him. There's got to be some kind of evidence there.
If there is anything
never
in the
made it.
sheriff's station, it'll be a lot harder to check inside with him still cuffed.
And he never made it to the sheriff's.
yeah, no matter
station.
how much you look over this car crash,
That's
you're not
true,
going to
too.
find anything else.
Okay.
Which is to say, you actively do spend the time, but you don't find anything, and you begin to suspect that there is nothing else to find.
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
I'm uncuffing him too then. I'm
So
down
from
with
what I've
that.
seen, it looks like somebody took your weapon after the crash, since you said there was no one with you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to look for someone who with military experience, who is now armed, and might be killing people around here. Be aware of that.
So, Wreckage, I want to do a memory check right here. Would there be anyone in the town that I know of that would fit a description like that?
So there are some gun enthusiasts. This is a small town America, redneck Americana. There are people who have Second Amendment rights, and they're going to own a gun, and they're going to go shooting on the weekend, and Uncle Sam ain't going to do Sam Hill about it, you hear?
Okay.
But you're not aware of anybody with a military background in the town.
Yeah, I assume a small police station wouldn't have been too proactive about any sort of background checks or anything like that.
Yeah, no. And you do know most of the people from the town.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to go through sort of all the people you know from the town? Because I could do that.
Just sort of like, I want to make a mental note. Maybe you can send it to me personally about like the people that I would suspect at this point to match a description like that, if at all any. Like someone who would have access to boots. Maybe like that. Oh, that's kind of fucking hard to pin down. Actually, don't worry about it. That's,
Yeah, I mean, anybody could own the boots.
Yeah,
I'll tell you out loud because I'm not really worried about any sort of metagaming with this.
Okay.
There is the suspicious guy in town. In this
Always
town,
that guy.
and his name is Old Man MacGuffin, and he has a lot of crazy theories about the government, and he doesn't trust modern technology. So he doesn't have any radios. He doesn't have electricity. He used to be a miner who worked in the mines, and he's one of the few miners who didn't move on after the mine closed. And he's got no one trusts him because he will not get through a conversation without telling you about how radios are used to control your mind, or how the FBI is listening to you through the fillings in your teeth, that sort of thing.
So he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Damn.
So he's
Yeah,
the
fucked
most
out.
suspicious guy in town by default.
that doesn't sound like a murder suspicion to me.
He's also an old man,
Yeah.
MacGuffin.
Okay, alright.
They call him Old Man
Man,
MacGuffin.
MacGuffin.
The biggest gun
he's in
enthusiast. The biggest gun enthusiast in town is in fact the volunteer sheriff, and you suspect that he may have volunteered to be sheriff just to legitimize him owning more guns.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll cuff him and head over to the sheriff's office then.
All right,
Can't believe
then
you're
I kill everyone. No, I don't.
You're the only one without a weapon here.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah, they haven't given you a sidearm yet.
I use them.
And
Ninjutsu.
I'm going to keep hold of what's his face?
Willis.
Sheriff's old
Yep.
sidearm, whatever.
Mhm.
Now you got that, and you even have your own sidearm and the shotgun.
And
excuse
the
me
rifle.
for yawning. I
You
don't-
have the shotgun, I have the rifle.
Yeah,
Sure, why not? There's
Okay.
almost
Yeah.
military experience.
All right, so
you guys
I guess
drive to the sheriff's office.
we'll go to the sheriff's office, and I thank them for placing their trust in me.
You guys, you form the bonds of friendship. Your drill shall be
I
the
show
drill
them
that brings
pictures
heavens.
of
This is not.
Hunter.
We ain't doing Persona 4 on this shit.
Wait. I am the moon.
Anyway, you get to the sheriff's office, and it's a house. There's a sign that says sheriff. It looks like someone whittled it, out of some wood in their spare time, and then hung it up, and it's like, that's real pretty. That's you can see in your mind that happening.
I wanna walk up to the door, and I wanna lift up the pot plant, and I wanna take the key out from underneath it, and I wanna open the door.
Yeah, you put the key in the lock, and you start to turn, and you turn the knob, and John Kimball, I need a defense roll from you.
I knew this
Oh.
would happen. So, let's do a D6.
D6 incoming.
What?
Boom! Combo!
Yeah.
Now that my hands are free, I fucking open the door and I ninja flip over the bullet from the shotgun.
John Kimball also knows 7 different martial arts.
Yeah.
You don't ninja flip over the bullet, but you are sorely misplaced as a small town deputy, proceeding over less than a total of 3,000 people, because even as the key turns in the lock and you crank the door, you can hear even inside the sound of the cocking of the shotgun, and you deftly swing the door open while also moving, and the shotgun blast rings out and disintegrates a large portion of the door into splinters that rain on the just following behind you FBI and CSI agents, not causing any damage but being quite distressing.
I say to the group, it's by the way, he's a gun nut.
Well, no, we found the deputy sheriff dead, didn't we?
Yeah,
Or
you
the
found the
volunteer
volunteer sheriff dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You didn't
He would
tell
store his guns
Kimball.
there.
I take a shot at. Can I see somebody in the
I
doorway?
pull out my
Oh
gun
no,
and
Kimball is
say,
the one who concluded. So
Yeah.
anyway, the door is open. It's in splinters.
Yeah, I
And
pull my gun and shout, "FBI, stand down."
yep,
Yeah.
you can pull your gun. And
I like put my hand up. It's like it's just a trap.
It's
Don't
just a
worry about
trap. It's
It's
just
just-
a
Oh.
trap.
So there's nobody in the doorway.
No.
No,
This is why
because as you put up your gun and
Yeah.
you call FBI, freeze,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
or whatever, put the gun down, whatever you said. I forget.
And I pull up my
Stand down.
shotgun.
You hear the whiny, nasally voice of a teenage boy cry, "No! Get back! Get back! I don't believe you!" The volunteer sheriff, John Kimball, has
cool.
a son and a wife. And the son is a teenage boy.
Wait, what? You serious?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Kimball, like
you
I
know-
have a son and wife.
No, I'm saying the volunteer sheriff.
Oh,
You said
the one
John
who's
Kimball
dead.
after that.
Yeah, you
though.
said John Kimball.
Okay. So
Let me structure this grammatically. I said, the volunteer sheriff, comma, John Kimball, comma, as in to say,
He's telling you.
Oh,
You know.
okay.
I'm
yeah, sure.
telling
Yeah.
you
Oh.
that you know this.
Okay.
Not
yeah.
you,
That was
the volunteer
confusing.
sheriff. I accept that was not the most clear way to.
Okay.
to
So I say, Sammy, you son of a bitch! What have I told you about shooting that fucking gun in here indoors?
no, I don't believe it. It's more lies.
I walk up.
More
I want
imposters.
to. I want to walk right up to Sammy, and I want to rip the gun out of his hands.
Give me another defensive roll. As you're walking up to him, you see him quivering. First of all, we're gonna do a scene change here.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Now we're in the sheriff's office. You
look
guys
at
are
Bonnie.
coming in the door at the top right. The
There's-
kid
Hmm.
is behind the desk, and there's a pile of shotgun bullets on the desk here. The desk also has a radio that has been shot with a shotgun for reasons unbeknownst to you.
Oh.
And you come in and trying to talk him down, and I need another defense roll. And you see him quivering with the shotgun in his hands.
Good.
Um,
I'm gonna do
mumble.
another D6.
All right. Yeah, you're staring him. I mean, you're staring him down, so you can see the shot being prepped, and you do a very casual like shoulder bend, which is just enough for the shot to go wide and blast another hole in the side of the house.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, it's very over the top, and you get right up in him before he can shoot another round.
Yep.
And this gives you a chance to take an action.
So I want to grab the barrel, even if it's hot, like the bottom of it. Is it a pump action or is it just like a double barrel? What are we talking here?
It's a pump action.
All right. So I want to point it up in the air, and I also want to punch Sammy in the face.
All right, yeah, give me a roll to do that.
Okay. Let's go another. How many D6? I've used 2 D6s.
Yes.
Yeah, you got
66.
four, I'm keeping track of everybody's.
You've got 4 left. Yeah.
All
Sorry.
right. So I'm gonna do another D6.
I'm already getting sleepy.